All right, Hank, how are you doing today, man?
Man, to be a new year, I'm an old guy in a new year, so I'm just thrilled to be alive, man. Thrilled to be here. you know. What about you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I'm excited about what we're going to discuss today, which I think is pretty important, right?
Well,
So,
I hope people in that today is the fourth, fifth, fourth, fifth,
fifth,
the fifth. Yeah, we 5 days in,
right?
and people had created some great New Year's resolutions or some great
Hmm.
plans or ideas or goals or all of that, and sometimes we use plans, goals, strategies. We try to use them interchangeably, and they're each separate and distinct.
Okay.
I think if you remember when we were talking to the apprentice the other day, I casually said, for those of you who have made resolutions, fine, but if you haven't made any resolutions, don't. And the reason I said that was because statistics have shown that within the first month of the new year of people making resolutions, about 40% of them, 40% of the people, and i.e. the resolutions, have gone by the wayside. So for the next 11 months, you're struggling with trying to keep 60% of the resolutions. And what I find is that of everybody who quotes uh, uh, have New Year's resolutions, only about 10% of them follow through. And I don't know whether that's follow through on all of their resolutions or they keep one or two. I don't know the breakdown on it. And I just thought that, Leland, we have created a platform. We've created a program where we keep trying to refine and make as much common sense of what it is that we're doing for people as possible.
Uh huh.
And I think we will agree that they come in with good intentions. And to me, those good intentions are somewhat synonymous to New Year's resolutions,
Hmm.
right?
Okay. I can go with you there. Yeah, I hear
Okay.
you.
So when we look at the numbers of people who have that reached out to us and said, "I want to be part of this," less than half of them follow through and make the necessary connections, and then a half of that probably make the financial investment, and then less than half of that end up really doing something, and then less than half of that end up um, um, having financial results. You know, and I know I might be exaggerating the half and 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 the half, but I think you will agree that for the most part, the numbers of people that have been involved with this, with us on this road to success, we can count on, for the most part, on one hand, those who are consistent. And when I say consistent, it doesn't mean that they're doing something every day. I mean consistent, that they're doing something every week,
Mm.
or with a certain degree of consistency that we can monitor, we can measure, we can give them feedback, we can converse with them to find out what challenge or hiccup that they are having, and then we can help them to get back on the right path.
Mm. So I wanna touch on a lot of the things that you mentioned. Um, which is you mentioned goals, you mentioned resolutions, and so I myself, just so that everyone is aware, I myself had to look up and see exactly what is the difference between a resolution and a goal, or what is a goal. Okay, so I'm
Hmm.
going to read the definition to everyone.
Okay.
Okay, and then That way we can go, we'll basically take that obstacle out, right? Because one of the
Hmm.
obstacles that people have, period, is ignorance, and ignorance is just not knowing. So
Right.
a resolution is a statement of what you want to change. It's a statement of what you want to change. So,
Okay.
for example, it has here that a person may want to save money. Now, a goal is a statement of what you want to achieve and the steps in which you might need to achieve that goal and when you want to achieve that thing. So, we take the example of saving money. That would mean someone saying they want to save X amount of dollars, let's say $1,000 by the end of by December 31st.
Hmm.
And the steps they're going to use to do that is by saving um, uh, $100 or $10 a week, right?
Hmm.
All right. So that's the difference between a resolution and a goal.
Um, I can remember some years ago, a friend of mine, well, one of my mentors, one of my coaches, that someone that I respected, and he used the expression, "Put your goals in concrete and your plans in sand." And when I first heard that, Leland, I'm going like, "What the hell is he talking about? Is he trying to build something?" And then it clicked, which means that your goals, hey, that's something that that you're willing to go to a wall for. If you really want to, your goal, $1,000 in over the next year. Those plans might change. You say at $100 a week or this, that, and the other, which is all well and good. But as long as to me, you've got a map or a strategy to get from point A to point B, and you get to point B, which is your goal, and you go like, wow, okay. But along the way, you may have had some struggles, but you never gave up on the fact that, hey, I'm going to save X number of dollars by the end of the year. So I just say that one is the strategy, okay, and the goal truly is the goal. Plus, what I learned an acronym called SMART, SMART, and it says that your goals should be measurable, achievable, relevant, time based, um, and it should be
And
and with the
specific.
specific. I forgot the first specific, and I went, dang, because most of our goals are not specific enough. You know, you've heard me talk several times about, oh man, I'm when the rates change and the chips start to flow, I'm going to buy a new car, right?
Hmm.
My goal is to buy a new car. Now, I haven't said now. The specificity is when chips start to flow and the prices go down. I can't control either one of those, right?
Hmm.
But my goal is still to buy a new car. So once the chips start to flow, okay, and the prices start to go down or interest rates or whatever, eventually I'm going to have a new car. And maybe I'm not making sense to people that are listening to us, but it's the idea that you just have to have specifics. Resolutions are normally not specific enough. I'm going to lose some weight. How much weight and by when? And then it's what am I going to need to change to lose the weight? Am I going to go to the gym, get a gym membership? Or am I going to change how I eat? Or am I going to change the amount of water I drink? Those things. Am I going to have an exercise partner? Those are some of the specifics of the goal, okay, of losing weight.
Yep. So we got about 5 minutes, and I'm
Yes,
gonna
sir.
try my best to really hammer this home for people. So the reason that resolutions um, basically are pointless is because a resolution, as you guys can tell already from the definition of what a resolution is that it is not specific, and it is not measurable. It does not also give a point of action. It is more of a wish in which you would like to have or
You
something you would
wish.
like to change.
Yeah.
Now, in order to change something, you yourself have to change.
Mm.
So you have to then decide what is the character
Ooh.
of the person, of the
Ooh.
individual that easily obtains that result. That is what has to be changed. And so again, that end result is a reflection of you, but it's a reflection so much to the case of whether you have the character to harbor that thing. So I was on Twitter, and saw someone's tweet that basically said, said, man, the gym. Here's the tweet. It says the gym was stupid packed today.
Ooh.
I can't wait till y'all give up on your New Year resolution.
Resolution.
All right. And I simply responded to the person. I said, this is literally what a hater says to any another person's dream or goals. Okay.
Hmm.
So just think about this. There are people that no matter what your quote unquote resolution is or even goal, there are
Hmm.
people out there that actually want you to fail. Now, there are statistics that this is done by discoverhappyhabits.com that basically says this. It says, of those who make a New Year's resolution, after 1 week, 75% are still successful in keeping it.
Hmm.
After 2 weeks, the number drops to 71%. After 1 month, the number drops again to 64%. And after 6 months, 46% of people who make a resolution are still successful in keeping it. And I believe if it goes a little further into the rest of the year, it then states from insideoutmastery.com that 9%, only 9% successfully keep their New Year's resolutions. And so we just kind of went through, well, why is it that those things are not kept? Why? It's because basically what's happening is that there's no true plan of action. If you
Hmm.
didn't learn anything from this chat between Hank and I today, the one thing you should have taken away is you have the ability to create what's called a SMART goal. And Hank gave you
Hmm.
guys the acronym for SMART, which is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time based or time bound. And I want to give you guys a quote as we're almost finished wrapping up real quick, which is this is a quote by Lao Tzu. It says, watch your thoughts, they become your words.
Mm.
Watch your words, they become your actions.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Watch your actions, they become your habits. Watch your
What?
habits, they become your character. Watch your character, it becomes your destiny.
I'd like to add one thing to that, Leland, and then we're gonna, because I think it's important, because you mentioned the word habit. And a couple of weeks ago, I read a poem called "Who Am I?" You ask the average person, how long does it take for you to create a new habit? And most people say 21 days. Statistics shows that it takes about between 60 to 66 days to
Mhm.
create a new habit. And as you're creating a new habit, you're jettisoning off some of the stuff that used to be what you call a habit. You got to be willing to change, and you mentioned that. So just telling people that, hey, set some goals, be willing to change a few habits, create a plan, and have fun in the new year. And if any of this is meaningful to you, then we're here to have a discussion with you. And if one of your goals is to not necessarily save money, but to make some more money in that dead end job that you've got, what can they do, Leland?
All you have to do is text 10K, that's the number 10 and the letter K, to 317-689-0080. That's 317-689-0080. 80. That's it. Text
And
10K to 317-689-0080. And what we'll
and
do is
that
we'll send you a free gift.
right. And that text could change your ever loving life. Happy New Year.